Minister, you have mentioned a couple times what the great work this committee does. And Mr. McGregor just touched on our last, one of our good reports we did, which was a path forward, reducing gun and gang violence in Canada. Minister, have you read that report?
Yes.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Thank you. So have I, as we all spent a lot of time on that
You've done
report.
your homework?
I hope so. But in that report, we had 34 recommendations, and there was no recommendation for a nationwide handgun ban. Where is your data to support this handgun ban?
The reason that we introduced a national handgun freeze is because of the alarming trends around the increase of handgun violence, and specifically that handguns are now the #1 type of gun used in homicides. And in my opinion, Mr. Shipley, I don't know whether or not you agree with it, but that is not arbitrary, that there is a connection between the explosion of the handgun universe, which is increasing approximately 45 to 55,000 new registrations a year for the last decade, and the fact that handguns are now the #1 type of gun used in homicides. So our national handgun freeze is an effort to reverse that trend.
And we're all here to try and stop violence that's happening across Canada and all of our cities. What we heard, though, it was through city after city, police chief after police chief, we heard that it was illegal handguns coming across the borders. It wasn't legal handgun owners. So if you don't have the data on that, I have had some people approach me on this issue, have told me maybe cynically they thought this was more of a political situation and decision. Is the data perhaps from some polling questions you've done?
Mr. Shipley, I can assure you there's nothing political about the approach that we've taken in this bill.
And I wrote this down as you were speaking at the beginning. And you said a very interesting phrase, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm going to quote you. You said, "This bill will stop gun violence once and for all." Do you really believe that?
I certainly, that is the goal.